It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it is showtime as I pop my collar. It's the Geno Jones Show, right? I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. You and everybody you know. Everybody that you love, that you like, folks you're not that crazy about, folks you can't stand, strangers, aliens from outer space. The best in the business is the Geno Jones Show. Yes, my chat room is open right now, so feel free to join the conversation. You are more than welcome to jump in there. And listen, you got a question, you got a comment, it's all good. Love to hear from you today. All right, listen, let's start off with some good news today. Have a happy birthday. Today is March 27th, by the way, to Halle Bailey. Now, who's Halle Bailey? So remember, maybe about 10 years ago, these two talented young African-American teenagers. Talented, just beautiful, inside and out. Chloe and Halle. It's a group, I believe Beyonce discovered them, or she put them on. Well, both Chloe and Halle are doing big things. And Halle's birthday is today. So Halle Bailey, who is the brand new Little Mermaid for Disney. As a matter of fact, the Little Mermaid movie with Halle Bailey playing the Little Mermaid, which she got some just really ridiculous racist hate from just ignorant people. Like, well, you know, a mermaid can't be black because even though mermaids are not like real, you know, mermaids are, it's animation, it's made up. So why couldn't like a fictional made up cartoon character be black? I digress. Halle Bailey is 23 today, so happy birthday, young lady. Very proud of you. Her movie, The Little Mermaid, comes out May 26th of this year. So you want to circle that date on your calendar. Support that sister. Support that movie. I know it's Disney, but we're gonna support our own, and we're gonna support The Little Mermaid because we want it to blow up so she can keep doing the sequels and keep getting those Disney checks. How about that? Mariah Carey, superstar. That's all I need to say. Mariah Carey, 53 today. So Halle Bailey's 23, Mariah Carey's 53. And how is your brackets? You know, this time of year, you got March Madness, the March Madness college basketball tournament. I think everybody's brackets are busted. So I want to know, don't lie, I want to see your original bracket. You know, like the office pool where they have like all the teams and you have to write in what college you think is going to win that game. From 64, you know, you had a field of 60, really 66, to now the Final Four, which is going to be Saturday. Those games are going to be Saturday in Houston, Texas. So you got the University of Connecticut, UConn as they call them, the UConn Huskies, University of Connecticut, also the University of Florida, actually the University of Miami in Florida. U of M, the Hurricanes, yes, which was known back in the day for a football school and won championships. Michael Irvin played with the Dallas Cowboys. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, all went to the U of M. So the Hurricanes are balling now in terms of basketball. So you got a U of M, University of Miami, another school in Florida that's about less than 50 miles actually from where the University of Miami is, which is actually not in Miami. The University of Miami is actually in a suburb of Miami. Literally, just like there's a street, there's like the borderline between Miami and Coral Gables. So less than 50 miles from there, from the University of Miami campus, is Florida Atlantic. Okay, I want to know, who got Florida Atlantic going to the Final Four? I'll wait. No, I ain't going to wait because you'd be lying. Even folks who went to Florida Atlantic didn't even get Florida Atlantic going to the Final Four. All right, so congratulations. And San Diego State University. I watched a lot of college basketball. It was really exciting. I enjoyed it. It was just to kind of take a break from everything. Let me shout out here in Charleston, South Carolina. So you got the Sean Jenkins Children's Hospital with the Medical University of South Carolina. I was honored. I mean, really honored to be able to be part of a radiothon at my day job with my radio station that I do a radio show, the #1 show here in the city for the last 18 years on the #1 station. It's been #1 here for 20 years straight. This year's our 20th anniversary, Star 99.7. So we had a radiothon Thursday and Friday to raise money for the Sean Jenkins Children's MUSC Hospital. We set a record. We raised $40,000+ more than we did last year, along with our other 5 sister stations. So we have 6 radio stations, part of the Charleston Radio Group. So we raised over $170,000. So just thank you to all those who here in the area who donated money. Thank you very much. And just I want to thank MUSC, the Sean Jenkins Children's Hospital, for allowing me to be a part of it, and just to be used as a vessel to be a blessing to these children and their families. It was really humbling. Like I said, the hardest part of that job was to fight back the tears, because these children are amazing, and their resilience and their zest for life and their attitude and just their energy is just, it's really, it'll bring tears of joy to your eyes, but it'll put things in perspective for you. Man, if you've been blessed like I have to have children that have been healthy, really no extended, no serious hospital stay, man, listen, you do not know how blessed you are until you get a chance to meet some of your children and the families that I met. And these are the ones that survived. And all the ones that I met were not, it wasn't guaranteed. There was some questions. There was fear that these children would not survive their illnesses, conditions like spina bifida. There was one young lady, spina bifida. So there was a spot on her spine that they noticed in her mom's uterus, in her mom's womb. I can't even imagine. A couple kids that recovered from cancer. One that received a heart transplant. It was just, these kids are really, truly, they are superheroes, and their story is so inspirational. It really is. And like I said, it'll put life in perspective for you. It really, 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 really will. So I want to shout them out. All right, listen. Some tragic news happened today. Another mass shooting. This one was in Nashville, Tennessee, at an elementary school. You had 3 children and 3 workers at this elementary school that were killed, murdered. Another one of these assault-style weapons. Now, the shooter, who was 28, who was a student at this elementary school, I don't know what the hell. I can't even imagine. I don't know what she was mad about. She had a grudge. You know, she hadn't been in that school for probably close to 20 years. And you go back to the school almost 2 decades later, and then you kill these innocent babies. Shooting and killing anybody. But, these innocent, I don't get it. However, the shooter was killed by police. So the shooter is no longer a threat to anyone, including those children and their families. Unfortunately, 3 children did lose their lives, and 3 adults lost their lives. So I just had to pass that on to you. And let me shout out. Shout out, because I was talking about the March Madness and the college basketball tournament. So I talked about the men. I can't forget, and I'm not going to neglect the women. So the women's tournament is going on. As a matter of fact, the University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks, I believe, are playing tonight, Monday night. So they will be deciding who's going to go and play in their Final Four game, which is going to be with their games. So you'll basically have 4 teams, 2 games. The men's Final Four games are Saturday. The women's Final Four games, I believe, is Monday. South Carolina wins this game, they will go back to the Final Four. They are undefeated this season. They are the defending national champions. And I got to shout out Coach Dawn Staley, who I'm a huge fan of, who I am predicting she will be the first woman head coach in the, not the WNBA, because they got women's head coaches in the WNBA. She's going to be the first woman head coach in the NBA, coaching the fellas, coaching the bros. Because she almost got the head coaching job in Portland. My man Chauncey Billups has got that job. That's a tough job because free agents, dudes just ain't trying to go to Portland. Even though my daughter and son-in-law are there. I hear it's a beautiful place, but it's just not, you know, cities like Portland, Salt Lake City. I can imagine why the bros may be a little apprehensive about Salt Lake City. I've heard some NBA players that played there, like Donovan Mitchell, that played, who played for Utah. Some players who played in Utah, like Russell Westbrook, talked about some of the hostility and just the racist language that was used at them, toward them. Cities like, Memphis. Look, I worked in Memphis for 8 years before I came here. I was in Memphis for actually almost 10 years. Came here from Memphis in 2005. As a matter of fact, the inaugural season for the Memphis Grizzlies, I was a season ticket holder for not one but 2, their very first 2 seasons. Every now and then I still get some mail from, I guess, their sales and marketing department. But it's hard to get free agents and the big name star players to go there. The Grizzlies got this kid, Ja Morant, who is electric, who's a superstar, who has some serious issues off the court. Hopefully they've been addressed. He was actually suspended. They didn't call it a suspension, but he was kept away from the team for a couple of weeks to try to sort out his personal life. So I hope and pray, because I love this kid's game. He is going to be he's already one of the faces of the NBA, because his game on the court is electric. It's exciting. You could make an argument he is like the most exciting player to watch in the NBA. The kid is that good. But he's got some issues. He's got some demons or whatever it is. And probably got some folks that's been in his life, that him and his dad, who are very close, whose dad is virtually at every game. Some folks y'all need to cut loose. Now, you've heard enough, so you're not going to get that lecture from me because everybody else has lectured you, but I'm just keeping it 1,000. And to his dad, Brother T, hey, man, protect your son, but protect your family, protect the family's legacy, generational wealth. Man, you all got wealth that will be passed down to great, great, great grandchildren. You guys have a financial legacy and about to have one even more, because this summer, your son Ja, I believe his contract switches over to like $230 million. That is like wealth for like how do I want to put this? The kids, the grandkids, the great-grandkids, the great-great-grandkids. So the kids that's coming in that family for the next 100 years, that's generational wealth. Man, you invest that money wisely, oh my God. It could go on for 2 centuries. So I digress, but I want to shout out Dawn Staley. So let's go South Carolina Gamecocks tonight. I'm predicting that they're going to win another national championship. Coach Dawn Staley. I'm a huge fan of you as a coach. I was a huge fan because you were one hell of a player, one of the greatest players ever in women's college basketball and in the WNBA. Just one of the baddest basketball players, period. And listen, you are doing one hell of a job as a coach, and I've got to get you Coach Dawn Staley on the show. That is one of my goals. So I'm working on it. Right now, I know you got a little something like winning another national championship, but this time next week, I think you all play for the national championship. So in about 8-9 days, you'll have that behind you. They'll have another parade for you up in Columbia, and they need to bring that parade here in Charleston too, and up in Greenville, the whole state. I know you all play the main campus is in Columbia, South Carolina, which is about an hour and 20 minutes north of where I'm at. But listen, we got, and I know Clemson is here, but I'm caping hard for you and your Lady Gamecocks. So we need to have a parade for you all down here. Maybe I can talk to some folks. Let me work on that. I'm gonna talk to some folks because you all need to be celebrating right here in Charleston. Let me close by sharing some news about, man, and his brother's doing so well. He co-starred in the movie Creed 3. He was in his Ant-Man movie, the sequel, Johnathan Majors. He was arrested in New York City, charged with strangulation and assault. So I've read doing my own little research, I've read some disturbing things that some people who knew him at Yale University, or he went to, he was like a acting theater major at Yale and in New York City, say that, now, according to sources that I've read all day long, that he has a reputation. People say they are not surprised, basically, those people who have spoken publicly. Some people have even tweeted about some incidents that they've taken the tweets down. But there's a lot of conversation from people, from a significant number of people who knew him or knew of him from his college days at Yale or in New York City, that say they're not surprised to hear that he was charged with domestic violence. Listen, it is Women's History Month, but it is absolutely no room for that. And you guys know how I feel about domestic violence. Just none. Whatever anger issues you got, whatever issues you got with whoever it is, this got you lashing out that way, and you got a bright future, man. Your star in Hollywood is rising, but they'll remind you real quick that you are a black man, and you know what folks who don't have melanin are more melanin challenged, unmelanated folks. You can't get away with what they can get away with, and they shouldn't get away with that either when it comes to violence against women. Period. Full stop. Shout out, hello to my number one fan who taught me that domestic violence is not the answer, because I witnessed it with her, tried to fight and defend her, and who taught me that you never put your hands on a woman. Just leave. When it gets to that point where you're thinking about putting your hands on somebody, it's time to go. My number one fan, my executive producer. She's my PR agent. She is my publicist and the CEO of her own PR, my PR firm, a one-person PR firm, the CEO, my mother, Mary Dixon, and my baby girl, Allie Jones, who's hanging out with her grandma. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. And God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles. Please, you and everybody you know, subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Tell everybody, or as Nelly would say, everybody, tell them to subscribe. It is simply the best must-see TV. One of the fastest growing shows in terms of viewership and time, minutes viewed on YouTube. Thank you to you all, each and every one of you. So my goal, 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So spread the word, help a brother out. So once again, people have been asking me, fans of the show, they want to support the show, the Geno Jones Show, and Geno Media financially. So listen, Geno, you need to have a graphic, put your Cash App up. We're working on that, but in the meantime, if you want to donate, if you want to contribute, if you like the content, if you love the content, or if you hate the content but you love to watch because you hate my ass, and what I got to say, since I got something to say about everything, that's fine. You can hate me too. Just make sure you watch and subscribe and tell all the other folks they can watch too. I'm good with it. Absolutely. My Cash App, man, you can put some money on the Cash App. It's $ Dad G Jones, $ the D is capitalized, so that would be $ capital D, lowercase AD, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Until then, once again, I love each and every one of you. I really do. Thank you so much for watching. As always, be blessed and pray for peace and pray for an end to gun violence.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.